Hi, everybody. Welcome to this interview with three people today. On behalf of the Facebook group Channeling Development and Spiritual Growth, my name's Kim Chamberlain, and I have the great honour to interview experienced channelers. Normally I do it one at a time, but this is a special meeting because there are five of us, including Jennifer, who can't be here today, who have recently channeled a book. And so what we're doing is jointly doing this interview and explaining how we all did it and hopefully giving a little bit of advice to people. All right, so one by one, I'm going to ask people to introduce themselves for a few seconds, say who they are and what they're about. So Bianca, we'll start with you.
Hi Kim, thanks for organising this. My name's Bianca Begovic. I guess channeling came to me through being quite a heavy meditator, and the opportunity arose when you I found out about your group, and it was a really good experience. So thank you.
And Kate?
Hi, Kate Winters. I'm an artist. I live off grid in Mungaroa Valley, just east of Upper Hutt. I connect with nature a lot and connect with spirit on a daily basis. Yeah, and that's me. And I was invited to join these other lovely people for this book channeling, and yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And Frankie?
Hi, hi everyone. I'm Frankie Schmidt. I've came to channeling or this kind of work a long time ago. Really, I've been doing some channeling with a group. It's called Spiritualism in New Zealand, and we've been doing lots of channeling, meditations, and other things. So I've been in contact with spirit ever I can remember, since I was a little child, really. And I've been meditating most of my life, consciously since my early 20s, and doing lots of other spiritual things. I'm a spiritual healer as well, energy healer. And I've known Kim through our spiritualist gatherings that we had. And we've come up with this idea that we're going to be channeling a book. And it just Spirit told us that's what we're meant to be doing. And we just followed their lead, and it just happened. And I'm really honored to be here today and see the actual result of it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so the book that we have channeled is called Opening the Crystal Portal, Spiritual Wisdom for Changing Times. We'll explain the details at the end. And we met regularly over a period of several months. So can I just ask you very briefly, how do you channel? Do you go through a process? How is it for you? Bianca, we'll start with you.
Yeah, thanks, Kim. Well, as I mentioned in the intro, there's a space inside of each of us where there's a quiet stillness. And for me, there are other ways to find it, chanting and shamanic work and other healing modalities. But through meditation, going into that quiet space, it's my belief that anyone can have access to the Akashic records if they allow their mind to settle down. And so there's three parts to us: mind, body, soul, and my understanding. And we tend to be really taken in by the distraction of the mind and the distraction of the body. But there is a part of us, I'll just call it the soul, you can use whatever words you like, where there is a wisdom to be found. And so my process is we used this crystal portal. So that's one way of doing it. But it's really accessing that stillness. And in the stillness is this vast knowledge where you have access to other realms, which is my understanding.
Thank you. Thank you. And Kate, how do you channel?
Bianca said it all, really. Yeah, it's connecting with that small, still space inside. And I started off channeling, I guess, because I've always written stuff. So I started off by writing and just sitting quietly and asking a question and I would write down the question in my journal and just write whatever comes, and that's how it all began. So I do that on a regular basis now, and also now with my art, I'm finding that I'm channeling through that, as for the cover of this book, which was channeled. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so the cover of the book was channeled by Kate.
Yeah.
It's a crystal portal. It's very impressive. Thank you. And Frankie, how do you channel then?
Well, I guess in a similar way to Kate, really. I started, well, with my meditation. I always bring myself into a calm state of mind, doing a little meditation, which is bring in the spirit, my spirit guides that I work with, and they can be different at different times. I've also done some art therapy where I guess channeled in that sense as well. I started off, and then spirit kind of takes it over in a way. It's not that I'm not in charge, but it's like I just let go of everything else that's happening around my life or in my life, and just let my hands be guided by wherever they want to go on the paper. And it's the same with writing. I've done some writing a lot, and just starting sometimes with a thought or with just a question, as Kate does, or just a simple sentence or some concept that I want to explore. And I ask Spirit, help me to bring through some messages, and it just flows. And it's almost like my hand is guided by Spirit in a way. And it's a really beautiful process. It's very much, yeah. But I have been doing lots of spiritual work, as I said, since my early 20s. And so I'm very in touch with them. And I'm very honored by working for them and with them. And yeah, so it's a process, I guess. And it's not an immediate result. So it takes time to practice. And I would advise maybe to use little things, just start with little small things, and before you get used to it, and then you can expand later. Yeah.
Thank you. I've got a few words from our fifth author, Jennifer, who isn't able to be here. And this was her views on channeling. For her, it is just an innate knowing. And the process of channeling is bringing out that knowing that's already there. A big part of it is you need to be able to trust in your own self that you can actually do it. And I kind of get that. It's quite easy to doubt, am I actually channeling? And when you build your self-confidence, then that innate knowing can start to come out. And for her, it's very much a heart-related activity. And she always approaches it with an open heart. And she finds that it's much easier to channel with the energy of an open heart. And if you read the book, Jennifer's spiritual angle on what she brought through was joy and playfulness. And so for myself, when I'm channeling, I usually go through a process. I usually cleanse the room and do a cleansing of myself, get myself into a calm space. And what I have actually done is I've actually channeled a meditation to introduce me to channeling. And so I listen to that before I do any channeling. And what I also do is I also hold a blue crystal, which is for the throat chakra, which is for communication. And certainly when we met as a group, I found it so easy to channel in the energy of a group. Sometimes it's easy on your own, sometimes it's challenging on your own, but in a group, I always find it easy because of the raised vibration and the energetic support of everybody in the group. So it was a really beautiful experience. And so just some final words. If you are giving advice to people starting off on the channeling route, do you have any words of advice, Bianca?
Yeah, I would just reiterate what Jennifer said around trusting yourself. If there's a voice inside of you that's drawn towards this idea of channeling, go where your spirit takes you. You'll know as you YouTube or talk to people or wherever it is, reading books, like this one, you'll be guided about what's true for you. And so yeah, definitely that idea of a growing trust in yourself. There's a point where you just have to let go, and you just have to trust that what's coming out. And when you read the words back, or you hear the words back, or ponder whatever it is that's come through, you'll know whether it's your mind, or whether it's channeled from other realms beyond your individual self.
True. Thank you. Kate, any advice?
Yeah, I think what taught me was joining a group. Reading books. I read books in the beginning, but joining the group really brought it all forward, big time. So yeah, if you can find a group that will look after you and help you, then that is really cool. So other than that, sit in the stillness, start writing, hold a crystal, speak what comes, just go with it, and read our book, because that may help you too.
Very true, actually. That's very true. Thank you. Frankie,
Okay.
any words of advice?
Yeah, I found that too, the immediate availability of trust, and the whole energy in the group has really expanded my experience as well in a big way. And when I work on my own, the self-doubt sometimes comes in, are you really channeling this, or am I just making this up, and all those things. But when you're in a group, you have this of like-minded people, you have this support from them as well, and you can bring those issues as well, and we always discuss things, and then reading it back sometimes really helps, because you think, oh, there's no way I would have known that in my normal mind. This is really coming from a place in my heart, channeled through spirit, and this is true in so many ways. And even now, when I'm reading some of the chapters of the book, I'm amazed at what came through, and I think I'm really honored to be part of that. And yeah, trust is the biggest thing, really, trusting yourself and trusting what you bring through. Is if you're working with the light, you can't go wrong. You're just bringing through love and light, and there's nothing wrong with it, no matter what you say or write.
Thank you. From my own point of view, I would agree with everything that Kate and Jennifer, Bianca and Frankie have said. It is certainly easier working in a group, and if you are starting out, like Kate said, see if you can find a group, an online group, an in-person group. And the same as Frankie was saying, it's about being in the energy of trust rather than the energy of doubt. And I get it when you're starting out, and we always think, are we making this up? Is this coming from my conscious mind, or am I actually channeling it? But there's no real benefit to being in the energy of doubt. Just be in the energy of trust. Write it down. And one of the things that I found very useful was write it down, leave it for a while, and then come back and then think, did that come from my conscious mind, or was I actually channeling it? And when you are channeling it, I found I was just blown away by the wisdom. Like Frankie says, that didn't come from my conscious mind, because I didn't know that. It's come from somewhere else. And it's so powerful when you do that. It's a wonderful, wonderful energy to be in, the energy of channeling. It's so wonderful. It's like going into Narnia, where our whole world is opened up to you. So that is how we have channeled. And if you are interested in the book, as I said, it's called Opening the Crystal Portal, Spiritual Wisdom for Changing Times. And every time we met, one of us would channel a meditation to take us to the crystal portal. And whenever we went there, we were building up the energy so that we can access universal wisdom. And that energy has been built up for anybody who reads the book to go there and tap into that energy that we've kind of created and we've left there. And as you go along, you are invited to leave your energy there for those who come in as well. So we're building up a big energy portal there that many people can tap into and gain wisdom. So what we've put in the book is the wisdom that we gained, but there's also more for you to gain when you go to this crystal portal yourself. So anybody want to say any last few words about the book and what benefits people may get from it?
Just have
Yeah,
fun, relax
sorry.
with it, have fun. Yeah, let go. Yeah, doubt, fear, worry, second guessing. That idea of leaving it and reading it back, you'll know if it's inner wisdom or not. Yeah.
Yeah, like Frankie said, reading back through this book, we've channeled, we've been there and we've done that, but reading through it now, it's like, wow, we did that, and it's unbelievable what we put in there, and it's amazing that energy. So yeah, do read it, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I for me, when I pick up a book like that, I don't necessarily read it from front to back. So I'm sometimes drawn to a specific chapter or something. And as I did the other day, and it really reinforced the message that that's the message I needed to hear right now, you know, from about, in this process where I'm at now. And it's still very relevant, although we channeled it a while ago. It's been a process of probably a year where we met up and at certain times during that year, and then all the other work that went into the book. But those messages are still so very relevant now, even though there's been so many changes spiritually and in the world overall, but it's still very, very potent, very, very powerful messages. And so I really encourage everyone to have a go at it and then just enjoy, as Bianca said, just, you know, take what you need from it. And then maybe go back later and then you find that maybe something shifted in you and you can go back and read it again.
Thank you. At the beginning of each chapter, we have put the meditation that we channeled, and I've also recorded them and put the link to the recording if you wanted to do that. And then what we have done is we've transcribed everybody's channeling and put the person's name underneath what they channeled. But really, we all brought through a very different energy. And once you get used to it, you wouldn't actually need the person's name because you get used to the kind of energy that they've brought through. And I know from myself, if ever I've been in a situation where I felt a bit uncomfy, I go and read Bianca's because she's brought through a very, very wonderful energy for if you're feeling a little bit unsettled. So I go through and I read all her channelings. So each one of us has brought through a very different energy, and you'll get used to it as you go through the book. So I'll put all the details underneath and where you can find it. And I'll put everybody's contact details, and if you feel you need to contact any of us, then feel free to do so. We'll be very happy to have a chat with you. Okay, thank you, my fellow authors. It's been really good speaking to you. And well, let's see where this book goes.
Happy channeling, everyone.
Yes, happy channeling.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
see
you
you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye.